Ladies and gentlemen, hey, it's Jesse from the original Fast and the Furious, and you're listening to Granny Shifting, the Fast and Furious podcast.
Welcome to Granny Shifting. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Jason.
And this is minute 75 of Fast and Furious. Happy Monday, everybody.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. And let's get right into it.
Yeah, we're back at our old setup, sort of.
Yeah.
So we're not wearing headphones right now. Well, the headphones are really nice, but we're using VLC again, which is super nice.
Yes.
So we can see the subtitles. It's easier to click through. So you guys are in for a real treat.
Yeah.
If you recall, Dom just called
Campos.
He called the girl.
Right,
And she
right.
handed the phone to Campos.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. Campos is wearing like the same necklace Dom always wears, except Dom's not wearing it right now.
Oh, the cross one?
I mean, it's a cross. I guess Dom's cross has like a hinge in it.
Right.
Campos doesn't have that, but that's that good old Catholic
What do we call it? Rosary?
doing crime.
Oh,
Right?
right.
Or it's like you wear the cross and then you're forgiven.
Right,
Even though
right.
you killed people or
Say a couple Hail Marys and
move on.
yeah.
So Dom offers Braga a trade.
Yeah. I mean, it's
No,
not really.
Campos. Well, I guess it's for Braga.
Yeah. And Campos says Braga doesn't negotiate. So basically, we already know that Dom has the drugs,
Yep.
and now they're working with the FBI to try and catch Braga.
Yeah, and I pointed out, like, this is a stupid setup because there's no way Braga would ever come to get the drugs in
Right.
an exchange. It's not going to lure Braga out. He'll send somebody else. But apparently the directors are one step ahead of me.
So Dom is saying, okay, so back up. Campos says Braga doesn't negotiate, and Dom's like, okay, well, then you explain how $60 million of his product went missing.
Yeah.
Like $60 million. Did they talk about that earlier? Did we guess that earlier?
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah, they told us that.
Okay.
I don't know how they knew that amount. Let's say, because we talked about, like, do they really know drugs that well that they can predict the value of it?
Just by looking at it?
They also, didn't they start this minute by saying, like, didn't Campos say, like, drivers are easily replaced?
Right.
Because Dom's like, I don't like almost getting killed
Right.
or whatever.
This is how you inspire your drivers.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
By trying to kill them.
Right.
But Campos knows he's in
Hot water.
He's in hot water.
Because
Dom's got something on him here. Well, $60 million or something.
Right.
Because he's like, oh, we don't negotiate. And then Dom's like, well, then you're going to have to explain to your boss, which I guess doesn't know yet.
Yeah. So Dom says $6 million cash delivered by Braga.
Himself.
Why would he care? Like,
But
why would Dom want Braga to be there?
Well, he goes on to say, I don't like getting shot at, so he's got to have something to lose too.
Okay.
So I guess he's taking the angle of like, if you're sending your big man out, I can trust you more than you just sending out somebody that's expendable
Okay.
that could die. Because, the cartel's first guess or plan of attack is like, okay, how can we just get the drugs and not pay him?
The cartels aren't even real. I met this Mexican guy at a hotel, and he said the cartels aren't even real.
Yeah,
So,
I think that guy worked for the cartel. That's what somebody in the cartel would say.
yeah, that's true.
We met a guy, me and Ryan were at a hotel, and we went to the community hot tub, and there was a guy, very overly friendly.
Yeah.
Like, here, have a Corona. I'm like, okay. It was sealed.
Right. You want to
Well,
make sure you
'cause-
watch him open it.
Yeah, because this guy did make me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
The more we had conversations with him, because he said his English wasn't great, but he has a sugarcane farm in Mexico that his dad
passed away.
passed away, and now it's his, but he has a trustworthy friend running that. But he's up here in the U.S. by himself. He has a kid and wife down there still,
Yeah.
and a ex-wife up here and kids.
And
up here.
kids.
But he's working in the stables at Hollywood Casino taking care of horses up here. And I'm like, you own a sugarcane plantation. Why are you up here?
Right. And he's saying he's saving up his money so he can move back down there, move his whole family back down there.
Yeah.
But he's been up
is
here
that
for
what it is?
30
The whole-
years.
Yeah,
20
like,
years, 20, 30
Why
years.
aren't you just down there running the business?
And yeah, the more we one of us more than the other talked about the cartel, the more the guy
He
the more
was
the
like
guy seemed uncomfortable.
He asked me if I was the police at one point, and then he made a phone call. Luckily, Ryan can speak some Spanish.
Yeah.
And Ryan's like, he called his friend, and his friend's coming here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, I think we're leaving with the hot tub now. So I don't know why he would want his friend to show up.
Yeah.
But he's like, just wait. And then I'm like, we're not waiting. Because it wasn't like, oh, I want you to meet my friend. It was like,
Right. He didn't
he
tell
makes
us.
his phone call.
Right.
I'm like, okay, it's time to
It
go.
was awkward. It turned out to be very awkward in the end then.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah,
we're alive.
we're
right
still
now.
alive, and we do believe that the cartel is real,
Yes.
actually.
And they don't always make the friendliest decisions.
Okay, so here's when Dom says, I'm not putting my neck out unless he's got something to lose too. Meaning
Right.
Braga has to show up in person, and we're going to save him $54 million.
Braga doesn't want to die. So he's not going to create a scene there with a shootout or something, right?
So did they get all the bags, or is this just 2 of them?
Well, we see later on
Okay.
in this minute, they got all the bags.
Okay. Because I just feel like $60 million is a lot to put in these 4 street racers.
Right. Like
Like-
you couldn't even fit that in cash. Does cocaine take up more space than $100 bills?
You mean-
Value-wise?
Yeah. Like per volume, what is more valuable?
Yeah. Per briefcase. Can you fit in more cocaine or $100 bills?
Yeah. All right. So what does Dom say here? Either I deal with Braga or you do.
Right. Like, well, if you don't want to make this deal, the $6 million is interesting because I guess that's a 10% finder's fee.
Yeah.
Steelers fee.
Even though, yeah. It is weird to think of like, well, yeah, it's like you stole the money, but you don't want all of it. So, like, okay.
Well, they didn't steal money.
Well,
They stole
yes,
the drugs.
that's true.
And to liquidate that, it might
Yeah.
not be quite Dom's wheelhouse.
Right. Yeah. That's like when I dislike, was it Outer Banks?
Yeah.
When it's like they're looking for all this money, but it's actually just in gold. And like, what are they going
Right.
to do with this? Like, even though they get like a couple pieces of it, and then they just try to cash in on just that little amount that they got, and it already goes awry. Do you remember that?
Yeah. And like with gold's weird too because if it's historic like that, you're not allowed to like melt it down.
Right.
So then you're like selling it for its like collectible
Right.
value,
Right.
which is still going to be a lot. But yeah, it's not like you can go and like
Like, oh, this is $400 million. Well, actually, it's just a bunch of gold pieces
Wait.
that you have to figure out what to do with. Who are you
Right.
going to take this to?
right
And
that
be like,
has that much money to give you.
look at this pirate gold I have. Can you give me,
Well,
a
because they
house
did
for
that.
it?
Do you remember they got some? They tried to melt it down themselves,
Right.
And
And
it
it
was
turned into
real-
like a glob.
but you could kind of see what it was. And
Yeah.
they took it to a pawn, cash for gold, and they're
Yeah.
like, it was worth a lot.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, we'll give you 10 grand. And they're like,
Yeah.
what? No, this is worth
100 grand. or
100.
whatever,
And they finally got him to give 70 grand, but it raised a lot of flags
Yeah.
then too, because then, man, that'd be tricky.
Would
to
you
have a lot
rather
of gold.
have $60 million? Would you rather have $60 million in cocaine or $6 million cash?
Oh, it's probably 6 million cash. How about 60 million in gold, or let's say 10 million in gold or 6 million in cash?
Yeah, I just don't know what I would do with the gold. I mean, I'm sure there's ways to deal with it that like you could do some research and figure out what to do with
Oh
it.
yeah, there'd be all kinds of people that want to help you.
Right. But in the end, would you end up with $10 million?
I don't know. Yeah, or would you lose
value-
it? The broker fee,
Right.
the like transporting it,
Right.
all that stuff,
Yeah.
and the hassle, the headache. Because 6 million, that's enough.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it was enough for me
Do you think Dom is? Yeah.
to podcast full time.
Congratulations, by the way. Do you think Dom is planning on receiving that money?
No, it's just bait for the FBI.
Okay, so he gets out of this. He's just getting his slate cleaned.
Right.
So okay, so the FBI gets the money.
Yes.
All right, we got 10 seconds here.
I don't know that there's actually going to be any money involved. I think it's just a trap. The
Yeah.
money is just like, let's pick a lower amount that he'll go for.
I wonder what the FBI does with money when they receive it in these sort of. Yeah, look. Okay, so scene change.
Oh yeah, you're
They're
right.
standing under an overpass with the Hummer, doors open. They got 5 cases there, and they're stacked up in a weird way. But this scene seems weird. They're standing out in the open behind. Like, I would be in my car. I'd still have the
Right.
cases in the car.
Right.
This just reeks of these aren't the real cases, doesn't it?
Right. Yeah. You don't think like they want to be like open, right? They want to be like, hey, we're not trying to hide anything, but you
Right.
don't want to have all your cards out on the table necessarily.
Right.
Be
'cause
like, oh,
at
they
this
could
point-
just, this is the cartel. They could drive by 2 bullets
Snipe
and take
them.
their cases
Yeah,
back.
they're done. They
Yeah.
even get their Hummer back.
Yeah.
So,
But it is a cool looking scene though, right? Dom with his crossed arms. and-
yes, long sleeve white shirt. And then we get a camera view. Like, it's some device that's filming them. I'm guessing this is FBI headquarters, has intel, like surveillance on them
yeah.
for their safety. But
Yeah.
the cartel's not dumb.
Some sort of camera that can be manipulated. It's got like a D-pad and stuff
Oh,
on
yeah,
it.
it's got like an enhanced button.
Are they in like in
For
a
sure.
enhanced button? Are they like in a trailer or something?
Yeah, but where they set these cameras up, like,
You know, they're like in the like plumber van down the
Right,
road or something
right,
like
right.
that.
I mean, the cartel's not dumb, especially
Yeah.
dealing with this type of
They're
money.
definitely like inside of a sea container, as you would say.
Yeah, I would be suspicious if I was a cartel. Oh, they are in a sea container. Yep,
Yeah,
you're right.
I think
With
if we
road
go
signs
if we
in
go
it.
back just a little bit, we can see it right behind them. These ones
Oh,
right back
they
here,
are
maybe,
right.
or these
Oh,
back
there's
here.
a bunch of sea containers
Yeah.
back here, so they're nearby.
Yeah,
Okay,
but that's right where the minute ends. We see the FBI watching Paul and Dom,
yeah,
Brian and Dom, and they're about to have the meeting go down. I guess
that's it.
that's it.
Well, I guess we'll find out what happens.
Yeah.
Will they get the $6 million? Well, I can't imagine they're going to capture Braga just because there's still like 20 minutes left in this movie.
Is that it?
30,
Yeah.
25, depends on the credits. I don't know, but
But yeah, that's it for minute 75.
yeah.
I think it's about to go down.
All right, it's getting exciting. And we're at the 3/4 of the way through is always like the climax, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Jason.
Always remember.
Winning's winning.